YouTube was good. It's your boy, the American African. Miata man, Miata boy, whatever. But yeah, a few days ago I made a decision to buy a Miata. It was really a subconscious decision, and once I made the decision that yeah, it is gonna be Miata despite its size, it was done. Once I test drove it, um, okay, me test driving the car wasn't really to decide whether or not I wanted it because I already knew what the Miata was. I already kind of know how Mazdas drive and all that sort of stuff. It was more so like, let me get in it, let me fill it all out, and let me see if this particular one is mine. Let me see if me and this car can be one. The car was forgiving and it worked with me, but at that particular point in time, even after the test drive, it wasn't like a marriage. I've driven close to 300 miles with the car now. We're becoming one. I'm at that point where I'm about to give it its name. I'm about to give it its name, give her name, and give it its name. My Charger name is Bethany. The blue Charger, her name was Bethany. My orange Charger's name was October. And I used to have a black Charger, although it was really a rental, but I drove it for a while for like 2 months before the orange Charger. And his name was December. I'm not gonna name this car June. I'm just not gonna name it June. But I'm thinking of something old and classic. Probably the name of a cigar, like a Gurkha. You know, I might even call it cigar box. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. You know what I mean? But I really do like the car. As I drove it tonight, it became official. Like I was driving it, and I was like, I see what they did here, and I just kept saying it. I just kept saying it. I see what they did here. I see what they did here. I see why it drives the way it is, the way it does. I see it. I understand it. And something just kept popping up in my head. Japan, 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 USA, Mazda USA, but Japan. This is a proper Japanese vehicle. They could have did a lot of things new with the car to make it fresh and young and all that, but they didn't. They stayed tried and true. I haven't really dived into Miata's heritage because I didn't want to do anything that would turn me away from buying this car. I really wanted this particular car. One of the reasons is that it's different. And I feel like when I want to do something different, I just got to go and do it because if I think about it too much, I'm not going to do it specifically because it's different. I could have just test drove the Miata and just said, "Nah, I'm not, I don't want it," and just went and got the Subaru WRX. But I said, "No, I'm gonna try something different. Even if I fail, I don't care. You only live once, you know. Live for the moment, live for today. Make smart decisions, though." But yeah, and another reason I bought the Miata is 0.9% financing. On my Blue Dodge Charger, I got 8.6%. That's how bad my credit was when I bought that. For this car, honestly, I haven't been working on my credit or anything. What happened was I stopped using debt completely. So naturally, all the nonsense came off my credit report. Past 6 to 8 years, so my credit's been pretty decent. So yeah, I got approved at 0.9%. That was one. Number two, the whole process was seamless, easy. I literally showed up at the time the dealership opened. There's a dude standing right by the door. How can I help you? I want to test drive a Miata. Which one? That one. He brought out the key. He said, sign this, sign that. Let me get your ID. And that was it. You know, it was seamless. It was easy. The haggling part, I always hate it. I always hate it. I already knew I was going to hate it. I'm not even going to talk about that. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. Let me just say that the car market is high right now, and I wanted my Miata, and I didn't really care. Okay, I haven't bought a car in 8 years, so it's like fuck it, man. And this is the car I want. The craziest thing about the car is the color, right? This wasn't the color that I ever had in mind of owning any car. There's a Dodge Charger that came out maybe 2010 or something like that. It's called Blue Steel, and the color of this car kind of reminds me of it just a little bit. But I didn't like that car. But this car, the color's growing on me. But the truth is, I would have bought this car in any color except black. My reason for not buying it in black is that I've had a black car before. I've actually had a black Mazda before. My sister had a black Mazda before. So it's like, black is kind of boring to me for a car. That's just me personally. I like to be able to see my car clearly. And I feel like with a lighter color or a popping color, you can really see all the lines and all the work. So another reason I like my car's color is that it's unique. There's nothing quite like it other than with other Mazdas. So I like the color. It's actually growing on me, and I'm starting to look at the car and say, wow, I'm glad I picked this color. Even though I didn't pick it, it was like one of the only ones there. But other than red and black, I believe. It was another color. But anyways, at the dealership they said they call it carbon. I think they said they call it either carbine or carbon, but whatever. I like the car. I'm enjoying it. I don't have any issues with the car itself, but just as a human being, right? Just thinking long term, like, yeah, what if I want to go on a trip? I can't lean the seat back. You know what I mean? I can't like sleep in the car unless I want to sleep upright. Space, right? So I feel like with this car, I would still end up getting another car, like possibly trading my Dodge Charger for another car. I don't have to trade the Charger though. I can just buy another car. But let's say I go somewhere, I tell them, because I'm gonna be upfront and honest. I'm not gonna try and get over on anyone's, not even a dealership. Hey, this engine is bad, and see if they, if they offer me 4,000 or above. I mean, with the way the market is, I feel like I should at least be able to get that. But you never know. If they were to offer me like 4 grand or above, I probably would bite. I probably would bite. But it's really not even the money. It's just that, do I want to keep paying insurance on this car that I really can't drive until I replace the engine? Driving it around like 50 to 100 miles on that car, I gotta put coolant in it. Driving the car hard, I have to put coolant in it that same day. Once I'm done driving and the car cools down, because it just drinks it. And I have to constantly check the oil too. So the engine's bad. I'm not even gonna talk about that. The engine gotta go. That's like 10 grand. I might do it myself. If I could replace the engine for under 10 grand, I'll probably do it. I'll probably bite on that. I definitely won't do it at the dealership though. I'll have to find like a side shop. There's actually a shop right there by my house, and it has very good reviews. I've only went in there once, but the job that I needed it done like that same day or that same week, and they were like, "Oh, it's Thanksgiving holidays. We can't do nothing for 2 weeks for you." It's like, okay. So I never actually ended up using them, but they're literally right there. And I might take my Charger there, or I might just walk over and talk to them, see what they say. Um, Under 10 grand is pretty much a done deal. If there's not other work that needs to be done that won't break my bank. Like if I have to put 15K into my Dodge Charger, but that gets me to a point where it's like new to some extent, I probably would do it. Even though that's probably ludicrous sounding to most people, but yeah, I won't do that. I won't do that. What am I talking about? I won't do that. I hope I won't do that. I like my Charger though. Me and that car definitely won. I feel everything in that car. I know when my car is going bad. I know when things are breaking. Even this engine issue I have, I knew about it. It's just that when I took it to the dealership and I took it to NTB and they did engine diagnostics, they told me there was nothing. But I knew it because I was smelling things, I was hearing things. I knew something was up. Next time, I'm gonna be more aggressive. This is just some car talk. There's only a few people that will watch this or understand this, and that's cool. But I feel like I'm gonna start putting little things out there for the people that like this sort of shit, you know. But yeah, I love my Mazda Miata. I'm happy I bought it. I'm so happy I didn't just go with what's popular, you know, like Mercedes or whatever. You know, I don't even want to throw anything under the bus. But I'm happy that I stuck with my guns, and I chose something young and unique. By the way, one day before I bought the Miata, there was a YouTube video I watched. And I didn't watch any reviews on the Miata. Because, again, it's one of those cars where it's like, I already know what it is. I don't need a review. But I watched a video on top 10 funnest cars to drive under 30 grand. And the WRX, the Subaru WRX was on there, and so was the Miata. The Subaru was probably like number 6. The Miata was number 1. And when I saw that video, I said, I did not expect the Miata to be number 1. This is like an old man car. They even said the average owner of a Miata is 62. And I'm like, this is number 1 though. When that happened, I said, at the very, very least, I have to test drive this car. I have to see why they say it's fun. But again, I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this earlier in this video. When I test drove the car, I had fun with it, but I didn't understand the car yet. I still wasn't understanding that car, how it's supposed to be driven, and all that sort of shit. I wasn't understanding it. But now I'm beginning to understand it. And after I really understand it, I'm going to explain it without any cosigns or confirmations. Meaning, I'm not going to go somewhere else and see what other people are saying the same thing. I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm officially an owner of a 2021 Mazda Miata MX-5. Proud owner. I'm happy with the decision. Cigar box, maybe.